Hello, YouTube. Well, I'm going to recap this Empire last night. Season 4, Episode 8. This episode had special meaning for me because one of the storylines, I wrote a book about that. So I'll get to that at the very end. It happens at the very end. But this was well written, well done. It validates me to think that, okay, I wasn't way off with what I was thinking. So, Empire. Okay, so there's a warrant out for Jamal. Jamal done beat that man down in the restaurant. He beat Warren down because he found out that Warren was working with Diane Dubois. And when he found out that he was a plant and just playing him, he lost control and beat the shit out of the man, right? Well, of course, there are hundreds of witnesses there. They're in a public place, in a restaurant. So cops have given Jamal, told Thursday that Jamal has a few days before he has to come in. And so they got to figure this thing out and quick. So basically they have to find Warren. Warren is holed up in a hotel, fancy hotel, really nice. It was a great room. Anyway, he's hiding out. And his evil cousin, who was Angelo's there terrifying him, telling him what a terrible job he did, and all this kind of stuff. So, but we'll get to that. I done jumped around a little bit already. Okay. So the family's meeting with Thirsty. He letting them know that they have to find his boy Warren and get him to drop the charges. Okay. Then the family visits Jamal. They are concerned. Cookie is faking like she's looking for some food for him in his kitchen to feed him. But actually, she is looking to make sure that there are no drugs in the house. Jamal has got this history now. He must have no drugs or alcohol. From what I can understand, she's trying to find either one. He peeps this and tells them, I know what you're doing. Stop it. The other reason they're there because they want to express to him that they're concerned also, because this boy has already uncovered, this Warren, her plan with him, and they've already uncovered what was going on with Hakeem. So she's coming for all the children. So they're saying the only child left is Andre. And Andre has been very secretive about some relationships he's having. Remember, Andre is seeing this cop who happens to be working on the case against his family. All right, so now they're making a plan about seeing about Andre. Okay. Through this, they're showing many flashbacks, I believe, unnecessary flashbacks, of Cookie's experience with this girl, Pound Cake, who's pregnant in jail. I don't know the relevance, really. I don't know why this is so relevant. But anyway, so we get the story about them. Cookie's taking care of this girl. That would be the CO or the police officer, the guard there, has impregnated this girl. So they end up both in the hole. And they take her baby. They take this girl's baby and put it up in the system, adoption. The cop wants this baby to disappear. He would rather have had her abort the baby, but they hid her out until she was able to give birth. I guess after a certain amount, they're in the third trimester, you can't commit abortion. All right, so we're going to see several of those flashbacks. I'm not sure the relevance, really. Hey, Lucius is expressing that because they confronted Andre about this person, and he's saying there's nothing to worry about. She's just a nice woman. I like her, and I wanted her to meet you guys. And Lucius is saying, no, he's holding something back. Andre told him that the relationship was nothing, no big deal, don't worry about it. And then Lucius doesn't believe him. He thinks he's holding back. He's hiding something. Right, so Cookie says, well, you go and handle Andre. She's also the full Cookie, so she's really rough with with Lucius, because Lucius is not fully back to himself yet. He's getting there. He's almost back, but this is still not the same Lucius that we knew from before. So there's still a little bit more of a softer side of him showing through. Cookie doesn't have time for it. She said, I need you to be the old Lucius. So Lucius tells him he's on top of it. He knows what's going on, and Andre is lying to them, and they need to find out what's going on with Andre. So she said, well, you handle Andre, and I'm going to handle Warren myself. So next thing she does, so her assignment is to get Warren to drop these charges against their boy, Jamal. Okay, so she sees Miss Dubois on the street, Miss Diane Dubois. Of course, Miss Dubois, she's got security all around her. She's got 4 security guards around her, right? Big, burly security guard types walking her through the streets of New York. Cookie sees her, and she can't get close to her. But Miss Dubois, at first, she resists her. She thinks it's a dangerous situation. But Cookie said, no, I just come here to help you. Because your son, Angelo, gave me this ring. And I believe it belonged to your mother. So she showed the beautiful diamond ring. So I want to give it to you. So when the girl, Miss Diane, puts her hand out for it, Cookie throws it into the street. Go get it, bitch. And so they sent the security guards. I don't know how she could time it that every security guard would go after this ring. But anyway, it's just drama. She throws it. The security guards break to find the ring, get the ring, right? Cookie used that opportunity. So they found out where the boy Warren was holed up at. And so when they get in the ring, Cookie runs up there and she gets into this boy's room. She is armed, the deadly weapon. She finds Warren. He's in his luxury hotel. And she comes onto him tough. Okay. At the same time that they're doing this, Thirsty is there also, and he's taking pictures of the security guards. I guess I can jump ahead and say that he's taking pictures of the security guard because she employs 5 security guards, right? And they see she only has 4 there, so the 5th security guard has got to be with Warren. And that's how they track him down and through the agency he works for. And that's how she finds out where he's at. So she goes up in his room and she thinks he's going to resist. So she got a gun pulled on him. He's laid up in the bed. Half his face is still dull. That must have been one hell of a hit in that face. But the eyes sitting way down here. They did the makeup because he looks beat up. He is so passive, docile. Now, everything she asks him, he tells her the answer, throws her off. So, and in this, she's telling him, you're going to drop the charges, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. He's saying, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. And she says, your evil aunt, what she did, she's trying to ruin my family. Yes, what do you want? That kind of thing. And, so he says that Jamal was the love of his life. And Cookie they worked this expression because she took that in. Oh. Then after she got all the information, which he's totally willing to cooperate, he'd go right down and drop charges and all that kind of stuff. He says, do me a favor. And she said, oh, I'm not here to do no favors. You're not in the position to be demanding no favors and things, right? And all he wants is just tell Jamal, I'm sorry. Meanwhile, Jamal is not over him either. So he's playing music that they've done together, songs they've done together. He's having flashbacks of when they were together and kind of thing. So that is not resolved, that relationship. We're going to get some more of that, no doubt, next week. Let me interject here. I don't know how next week is supposed to be the last show, the finale, but it's only episode 9. Most television series, they go 13 episodes. Supposed to be a full season. They break them up in half, though, and some are missing for football games. I don't know how it works out, but next week is the finale of this season. Okay, where am I at? Okay, Tiana. Tiana is in the studio when we see her, right? She didn't remember her and Hakeem had fallen out now because he was not satisfied with her testimony when he was trying to get the custody from the baby. Her breaking down, he found that very weak, and he blames her for losing the case, which is not her fault. Anyway, so he said something nasty about dropping some iTunes on her. I mean, some whatever you call those sound things. Adjust the sound on it. They don't sound that good to him. So she hauls off and slaps the dog shit out of him. I mean, I saw the taste leave his mouth. She knocked that out. Hakeem and this boy Shine is there. So Shine says, wait a minute. Hakeem says, "You see what she did to me?" And Shine said, "I heard what she said." So Shine, I'm not sure how this scene works in because Shine takes his boy over to where his children live, right? So it's way in the suburbs. I guess this was his point, was keep your personal life and your business life separate. He takes it, and he's got two baby mamas. When they pull up, he got two baby mamas on the porch together talking, and all these little kids running around, right? So I guess he's doing the he's doing the LDSD. Anyway, he's doing that kind of thing where he's got two wives. He got two there, and all the kids, and he said the third wife is in Las Vegas. He said, "I didn't know you had any kids." Hakeem says this. He said, "That's because I keep my life, my home life, my business life separate." Seems like a long way to make that point, really. But anyway, they wanted to add it, so they added it. All right, so we've seen this softer side of Shine. Shine has become part of the family. When we first got introduced to Shine, we were all, at least I was, certain that he would be killed because he was so aggressive and and such a clear and present danger. Now, he still may end up in that position because, after all, he is the one who set into motion, along with Andre, Lucius's attempted assassination. He hired the bomber. So at some point, somebody's going to have to pay for that. And that ties into this thing with Andre. Okay, so the thing with Andre is the main part of this episode. But we have to get there. When we get there, I can't be rushing it. Okay. Next thing we got, okay. Andre and Pamela Rose are at a restaurant, right? And they're having, he's confronting her because he knows his family thinks that someone is setting him up, and they attacked all the other two brothers. And then he's asking her, "Are you setting me up?" And she is saying she's very offended by this, so they start arguing in the restaurant. And he throws all these things with them. I gotta try to remember what happened. Did she tell him at that point that she is not? No, she didn't tell him yet. I gotta get this together. Okay, Pamela Rose. She tells him that she killed somebody, and he knows about it. If he did, why would she do that? If she was trying to set him up, something like that. She was very offended that he had accused her. "You accuse me? You accuse me after what I told you about myself?" Like that. He goes off, starts yelling, screaming in the restaurant. This is an outdoor cafe, and knocking shit all over the floor and everything. In other words, everybody's looking at Andre and Pamela Rose in this argument. Right? Remember that everyone in the restaurant was staring at Andre specifically. Okay. Lucius and Thirsty show up at that same cafe. Okay, so now they're telling Andre that there is no. I know I'm mixing all these scenes up, but that there is no Pamela Rose on the New York Police Department. I think that's where he tells him. He tells him that, or he tells him in Lucius's office. But the point is, Thirsty finds out that they're. Wait a minute. At that scene, Andre confessed to his father that she's a cop. He's having this affair, this relationship. That's what he was hollering at. Because Thirsty was watching him, and Thirsty called Lucius, which I guess must be in the same area, tell Lucius to get over to the restaurant because Andre is still sitting there. And then Andre tells his father that he has been seeing somebody, that I wanted you to meet her, and she's a good woman, but she's a cop, right? Now you know how well Lucius is going to handle that, but that's what he tells him. Okay. Okay. Okay, so Pamela Rose. Next thing we see, Pamela Rose now has showed up at this boy's apartment, Andre's apartment. This is after they had a fight in the restaurant. She showed up and she is telling him, first of all, she's telling him how she, okay, that's where that scene happened. How she told him something so important, and that there's my gun, that's the gun I used to kill this man, and you can take the gun to the police station, and my life will be over, and I'll be locked away forever. He said, well, why would I do that? And she said, and she's telling how offended she was that he did not believe her, that she was not setting him up, and she didn't even know any of these people he's talking about, the Dubois and all this stuff, right? And so he breaks down to say, she starts telling him, you'll never understand what it's like to kill somebody. You'll never understand to have that guilt on you. You'll never understand this, and you'll never understand what it feels like to have killed somebody and told somebody. And then, so he, of course, pay attention to this now. He said, you're right. He screams her name, and then he starts telling her all of the things, how he involved with all of these 2 and 3 murders, that girl in Las Vegas, and then, okay, and the bomber, and somebody else. He confesses to 3 murders. She looks him in his face and she said, I got you. I got you. I don't work for NYPD. I work for Las Vegas Metro, and now I got your ass. You are one dumb criminal. You have just confessed 3 murders. I knew you did it. I was sitting here to get you, and now I got you. And you are the dumbest. You think I really want you? You're the dumbest criminal I ever came across. And Andre, he's all, and attacks the woman and grabs her by the throat. And he's choking her, and he kills her, murders her. And she's laid all out in the middle of the damn condo where he lives, right? There's a knock at the door. Okay, it's Lucius and Cookie. He goes in this thing, oh, Mama, I'm sorry I did it, Mama, I'm sorry I did it. He goes into this crying fit. Look what I did, I killed her. And then Cookie says, where's the body? Andre, there's nobody there. And then they start doing this flashback thing of every time he was with her, that girl. The girl never existed. It was all in his mind. This doctor was giving him this medication, which was causing him to hallucinate. So from the guilt from all this killing, he imagined this woman, this cop, was going to get him. Right? But they're seeing that there's nobody there, there's no bullet holes, there's no gun, nothing. He imagined the whole thing. This is what's like my story, because I wrote a book. Try not to get into myself, but I wrote a novel about a guy meeting his muse in a subway system, and they don't fall in love, physical love, but they get very close, and this guy becomes his muse, so he can write. He's a writer, And he had all these wonderful conversations with the guy, and he made arrangements for him to go to Los Angeles, become this big star and all this kind of stuff. And then at some point, the guy realizes, oh, he never existed. He wasn't there. It's a scene almost identical to the scene they played out here. That's why, I mean, it got to me. Validated that I was not crazy, that was a good idea. So, you get my book called Muse. Muse, Timothy Blaine, Amazon. Okay. Where are we at now? Okay, I think that's pretty much where it ends. When they realized that this boy has imagined this woman. But see, here's the thing about him imagining this woman. Even then, sorry about this light thing. I can't close it. Let me see. No, I can't get rid of the stripe through the middle of my head. Okay, here's the thing about Andre. He cannot confess to them the full story about this woman, because the whole thing about the woman was he killed those people in Vegas, and he tried to kill Lucius. He is the one who hired this bomber to plant a bomb in Lucius's car, which cost him a leg. Now, how you gonna get around that? So he can't even tell them the full story about this woman, or how he developed this woman. They're just blaming it all on the drugs. He was on drugs. So anyway, that's where they left it. Sorry it's so long, but I just had to get it up out of me. Next week will be the finale. I'm sure it'll be packed, because this was a good episode. Good episode. And I'm so glad to see it written by somebody else, done by somebody else. I can say, well, I was not very far off of a good story, because it really got to me. Later.